After watching this movie, I finally understood how the American remake got greenlit so quickly. Train to Busan is directed and written by Sang Ho-yeon, and it stars a bunch of actors who I will not dare to butcher their names, but the IMDb link to this film is in the description below. This is about a zombie outbreak that happens as a few passengers are going from Seoul to Busan. This has implications on these people and the people around them and the reasons why they are traveling. And that's all I'll say for this plot, because this is a very unique zombie movie. And I don't mean in its formula. You've seen zombie movies before. It does not necessarily rejuvenate or reinvent the formula, but it does with it something new that makes it feel fresh, and that is focus on the human characters at all times. This is not a movie where you will question how the zombie outbreak happened or why it happened. This does not intend to analyze the zombies and how they react and how they act. There are quite a few details added to the zombies throughout the film, but the focus is always on the humans and how they handle these situations and how they relate to each other. The main characters in this movie are a father and a young girl. This man is divorced from his wife. He's taking this girl to her mother that is in Busan. And you follow these characters and their relationship, and you understand their backstory not through flashbacks, but through little pieces of dialogue that do not spoon feed you every information that you need, but try to give you enough information for you to understand and complete the puzzle yourself. And you feel so much for these characters because not only is the acting great, but they are very well fleshed out. The relationship between this father and this young girl is not very easy, and you understand why that is. This man is living with his mother because I assume is divorced, but I don't need to know anything else. I can assume it's his divorce, and that doesn't matter. What matters here is the relationship between these two, because at first, when the zombie outbreak starts to happen, this man is trying to save himself and his girl and no one else. He doesn't care. But there's a conflict there. You see it in this guy's eyes. You see it in the performance from the actor, which was great. And you see his daughter being antagonistic towards him because she doesn't agree with it. While this is happening, there's also another character who's a true jerk, who's also in this train, and he doesn't care about anyone else either. He only cares about himself. But while in the father you see conflict, this guy, he only cares about himself. There's really nothing else to it. This guy is an asshole through and through. There's nothing else to him. And he actually is one of my biggest problems in the movie, but I will get right into that in a bit. There's also a couple in this train with a man that's very quirkily dressed, and you find him very funny at times because he's very honest and he just says things to people and to the little girl, and his wife, who is pregnant. These two are very tender. You just love this couple as soon as you see them. But then this guy turns into a badass when it comes into the action pieces of this movie. And the action sequences in this movie are great. The CGI is not the best in its blending, doesn't mix well with the real footage around it, but as CGI itself goes, it's well pulled off. But whenever you see some CGI blended with real footage and real people, it will jump out to your eyes. The editing in this movie is excellent. It's one of the things I most enjoyed in this movie. There are moments where the movie just lets you breathe in what the characters are feeling and what they are thinking and how they are reacting to things, and just make you see what they are looking at and just hold on to that tension to keep building and building and building, and only after that it moves on with the scene itself. There are very long takes in this movie that just let you absorb what these characters are feeling, making them even more fleshed out as the performances make them. And the music as well. The music is very subdued, very subtle. It just lets you sink in all the emotions and all the trauma and all the horror that is going on around these people. And as they are in this train, moving from car to car inside the train, it allows you to also feel claustrophobic with them. Because not only is this train continuously going to Busan without stopping at any stations to help other people, these people are nervous and they are trapped in their there with the other zombies, and they are between carriages and they don't know what to do. And the movie again just allows you to think through the situation with the characters, making you feel that you are inside the train with them. Conversations in this movie are very important at all times. I didn't find one conversation that was useless. You have humans talking to humans. You have different perspectives on the same situation, and just fleshes out this world even more, making this situation feel real and making these characters very palpable and their emotions as well. Where the movie falters to me again is in some of the CGI shots. They are just not the best when it comes to the blending. And where this movie falters also is deep into the third act, where the music just goes bursting out loud and there's a big spectacular action scene. There really gives nothing much, and even kind of the directing changed a little bit because you have quick cuts between the little carriage of a train that is going at full velocity and you have zombies running after it, and it just felt too familiar in a sense. And this jerk that I talked to you previously, at one point he's the character who's just there to make very cliched things, and you just know this guy is the asshole, you know exactly what he's going to do. And there's also one other character that I will not put any pictures up, but as soon as the camera focused on this character and this character started going into a monologue, I knew exactly what was going to happen. For the next 20 minutes after this character goes into a monologue and does something, the movie really fell flat, and I guessed everything that was going to happen. The very ending of this movie, however, gave me high hopes, and I really enjoyed it and felt familiar with the rest of the great movie that I had been watching. Train to Busan is a very unique zombie movie where it doesn't exactly feel like it's a horror movie. It's a thrill ride, it's an action piece, it's a very human movie. Because like the great horror movies of 2016, it focused on the humans at all times and it never deviated from that. And there was never a decision in character that I felt it didn't fit. Sure, there were decisions that felt a little bit cliched and formulaic and helped the movie to go down a little peg, but the characters never stopped feeling real and you never stopped feeling for these characters. The editing is great, the directing is great, great acting, great use of sound and of music and building of tension. It's a very good surprise, a very good end to the year 2016, and I will say Train to Busan is an amazeballs rating. What did you think of Train to Busan, my beautiful geekies? Are you a fan of Korean movies? Are you a fan of zombie movies? Let me know what is your favorite zombie movie in the comments below. And Merry Christmas, my beautiful geekies. I hope you guys have great times with your family. I hope you get lots of gifts. And I hope you watch great movies with your family as well. Don't forget to like this review and share with your beautiful friends. And tell them to come join the beautiful geeky community where we can be geeky united. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You guys are the freaking best. Once again, have a Merry Christmas. Stay beautiful, stay geeky, shit!